Now we have our next interview guest here. So I'm going to play her song so that everyone can listen to it first. It's called How Long Will It Take? And it's by Paula Toledo, who we're about to have on in about 4 minutes. So please listen to this and enjoy.
I must have mistaken myself for someone I was not. Oh no. So I pushed myself to see how far I could go. Didn't need to look that far to learn what I needed to know. Didn't want to be a quitter, but I had to find my way. In the same light, oh no. And I don't blame you, they were choices I made. Didn't want to let you down, but I can't play it the same. In your mind, am I still looking for relief? How long will it take?
Ready? Awesome. All right, you're listening to 96.5 Inner FM, Rise from the Ashes, and I have a very special guest on with me today. Hi, Paula Toledo. Can you hear me?
I can. Hi, George.
Hi, perfect. We can hear you loud and clear, which is great. How have you been lately? So the song we just listened to was How Long Will It Take by you.
I've been amazing. I mean, what a December and what a way to end 2023.
Yeah, it's Absolutely crazy. So for the audience, there is a lot of history behind this song. A lot of history. Could you tell us a little bit about how you came up with it and what its purpose was?
So the song How Long I wrote several years ago, probably around 2003, 2004. I semi-released it in 2005. So I'd recorded the song and I had these weekly gigs that I would perform around Vancouver. And after getting off stage one night, a gentleman approached me and said, I really love that song, How Long? Do you have a recording of it? Because I work for Lionsgate Entertainment. And I know a supervisor that might want that song in a film that they're producing. So I passed on the recording to him. He emailed me later saying that they loved the song and they wanted to place it in a movie called Secret Lives. So it got placed in Secret Lives and it got placed in another made-for-TV show called 15 Love. And after that, I think, when I was recording my album, my LP, Stay a While, I think it was a creative decision that I decided it didn't really feel in family with the other songs, so I didn't release it on the LP.
Right, yeah.
So it was never officially commercially released.
Okay, and that might explain how it ended up as sort of like a missing anomaly for so many years.
Yeah, I don't know how. I think what happened, from what I understand, is that people heard the song. They were in Ukraine area. Someone from Ukraine had heard it on a Russian bootleg DVD in the menu selection. It was like a small snippet that was actually playing in the menu selection. And so somebody liked the song and wanted to find out who the artist was, to listen to the whole song, and posted it on a Reddit, like a Lost Wave forum, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was just more people would pick it up and start talking about it. And eventually, because they couldn't find the artist, a whole online global community in a subreddit forum dedicated their time and collaborating with one another to actually find me. And so that all came to fruition. I think it was 16 years later after the fact. It was like December 8th where I got this onslaught of emails and DMs on my Instagram saying that they had found me and that there was this whole online search for me for 16 years, and the whole story about the Russian bootleg DVD. And it just seems so unbelievable and so unfathomable. Like, I had since long forgotten about the song. And so it was really interesting to hear everybody's perspective of how touched they were to actually know that it was me and that they had found me and that they had been searching for so long. But the thing that, as an artist, you get people sharing their thoughts about your work and, compliments and accolades about your songs. But what really was so much more meaningful to me was hearing how people were struggling. Like, I think it could have been, the tail end of COVID, where people were not really feeling like a sense of belonging and were like, not in their best selves. And so they went online in this community, and they, through this shared purpose of finding me, were able to connect through my song and actually make real friendships.
Yeah.
And so that is what brings me so much joy, because music for me, my whole life, has always been about connecting with others and having this other layer of understanding of people through music and being able to make the best friendships and social connections. And it's actually, interestingly, really tied into my work professionally. So I had gone back to school a couple of years ago to do my master's in applied positive psychology. And the focus of my work has really been about music and cultivating social connections through music and art. So it just brings me so much joy. It just feels like it was the best Christmas present ever. And I'm really happy that I put the song up on Bandcamp and people have been downloading it. And so I decided to donate 100% of the proceeds from December to a charity called Music Heals. And so they provide music therapy for youth and young adults in bereavement camps. So it just feels like such a great way to thank the community and such a great way to show the power of music, and that their work doesn't end in the discovery of me. It's actually been paying it forward to these other people that are receiving the music therapy. So I'm just really overjoyed by it all. My kids think I'm super cool.
You are super cool. That was such an awesome response. And I was just talking with my other guest on today, Aiden, who is just here with me. We've been friends since like forever, pretty much. And this song was first posted as unknown on the internet in 2007, which was the same year that we were in, what would they call it in the US? First grade? Kindergarten?
Yeah, I don't know. Not.
And now we're graduated from high school. As you can see, I'm like a it's been so long.
It's a ridiculous.
Oh my God. That just makes me feel really old. So that some of the people that are writing to me, they're like, oh, it's such a connection to when I was a kid. And so some people have actually associated the song with a teddy bear. So because I could think it reminds them of their youth, which is an amazing thing in itself. But now I've learned that somebody is impersonating me and has pirated my song again. And they have uploaded my song on the internet with a teddy bear. And they're impersonating me through all the streaming platforms. So if anybody sees that song on Spotify, don't click on it because you're supporting somebody who's stolen my song for the upteenth time. And I'm really trying not to focus on that bad energy. Just really staying positive about all the amazing things that have happened and the connections that have been formed. So, but yeah, it's a long time, like almost over 2 decades ago, I wrote the song, which is really hard to believe. Like it's a long time.
And then people in the very first post where they're looking for your song, which is just off this random forum on the internet, 2007, 15th of November, they're comparing your voice to Dolores Riordan and Sinead O'Connor. Did you have any inspiration or how did it work?
Yeah, there are such great artists, but I think it's sort of the nature of being a female singer-songwriter. You just get compared to all other female singer-songwriters. I think like when I used to come off stage, people would say, oh, you remind me of so-and-so. But I guess, at the time, there weren't a lot of singer-songwriters, female singer-songwriters. There are definitely more now in the business, obviously Taylor Swift being one of them. But back in those days, it was, like you would just get compared to everyone. But I do take that as a compliment. I mean, they're incredible artists, incredible singers. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is so awesome. And I love the story, the way you've approached it as well. Have you had the chance to listen to any more unidentified music, or have you mostly been more focused on the community aspect of it, or what's your favorite part of it?
Yeah, I think like the community part, it's been taking me a lot of time to just do the back end stuff of like getting the song up there. And people have been like, please release it on Spotify. So releasing it on the digital streaming platforms and the community aspect of it. And then I actually have music from so just to backtrack, I stopped making music commercially and doing it as my career because I decided I want to become a mother. And after my second son was born, he was 2 weeks old, I actually lost my husband. So I went through an incredible period in my life where I had to really focus on like, how am I going to provide for this family, and really helping them through their grief, through play therapy, and helping myself. And music was a really big part of how I was just able to reconnect with myself and just end up getting back on my feet. And so there was a whole, kind of process that I went through where I was able to write music while my children were napping. Like I wasn't out gigging at night because I couldn't. But I had a friend, David Odlum, who had worked on my album, who was really, really gracious and generous and had helped me set up a home recording studio so that I could make music in my home. And so I was recording bits and pieces at home. I was file sharing it with him and with other artists that he knew and other artists that I knew. And so a lot of the songs that I have on my hard drive have not ever seen light of day and been released. And I've always been thinking, one day I want to release these songs and I want to write a book to accompany it that just talk about how we can use wonder in music to really get through really difficult times and just like really get to a very strong place and where we want to be, really step into our shoes, so to speak. So I've been really working on doing that. I went back to school to study the science behind how that can happen. And I didn't really know that there was a science behind it called positive psychology. Right. So I've been working on that, but I really want to get these new songs out there. And the community has been really asking for it. Like they've been asking for new music. There's a host of songs from my EP from 2003. 2003, yeah, 5 songs. And the same thing, there are like a couple, I think 3 of the 5 songs got licensed to TV and film. I had never put the EP out there on the streaming platforms or really commercially at all. It was just something I would just sell every now and again at my gigs. So people have been asking for that. Like it's actually a whole different group of people. I don't think that they're part of the Lost Wave community, but it's such a strange thing because I think it was about a year ago, I started getting these emails like through LinkedIn and through just like people asking for these songs from my EP. It wasn't even how long. It was these other songs that were on these other shows I'd licensed my music to. And then, so I was like, oh, that's so weird. It was like, 15, 16, 17 years later, people are asking about my music. And it was like crickets up until a year ago. And that these songs are completely different from how long. So I don't know. It's like this community has found my music through the songs that were licensed for TV and film back in 2003 and 5, like in that time frame. So I want to get that back up. And I'm holding some music and wonder workshops online virtually in late April. And people can learn more about that on my website, which is my name, paulatoledo.com or .ca.
Yep.
So they can find out more about that. But I am super, if I had the time, I would totally be in the Lost Wave community searching for these songs because I think it's such a fun and cool thing.
Yeah, it's so cool. And I really love the passion that you have for music and healing even. It's so evident just listening to you. It's great. And if anyone else wants to listen to Paula's music, find out updates, music workshops, paulatoledo.ca, please head to that website. Now, I always like to ask one more question to everyone that I interview before I finish the interview.
Okay.
Before I do that, first, I would like to say your music is, it's great. Please do keep doing what you're doing. You've clearly got a very captive audience. These people went to great lengths just to find your songs. So clearly you're doing something right. The question I was going to ask is, what is a song you've been listening to a lot lately? Maybe a favorite song, something you want to hear on the radio? I'll play it.
A song that you wouldn't hear on the radio?
It could be one that you would hear, but just anything that you like or have been enjoying recently. Favorite song?
Okay. There's an artist from Montreal.
Yep.
And the band's name is Land of Talk.
Okay.
I have to find it on my Spotify playlist because I always get confused about the song title. But it is off of an album called Cloak and Cipher.
Okay.
And I love the whole album is so good, but I think it's called
Starts with this.
I think it might be I hate I won't commit.
I hate I won't commit. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Paula Toledo, for your time. I really appreciated this interview. It was a great interview. You had a lot of insight.
Oh, thanks so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me, and all the best with everything.
All the best with your career too in the future. Thank you very much. Here is The Hate I Won't Commit by The Land of Talk.